Hi guys, welcome back to the Teaching and Learning Standard 3 Professional Practice. Yesterday we discussed about the professional knowledge and I highlighted the key points about that. So today I'm going to give the connectivity between the professional knowledge and the professional practice. So without wasting time, let's share the screen. So the professional practice means whatever the knowledge you have, professional knowledge, now you have to implement. I said about the assessment, I said about curriculum, I said about, about the gifted and talented student, and so on. Now, it's a teacher's responsibility that when he or she possesses, the professional knowledge, the next step is to the professional practice, how to implement into the classroom. So what are the main components according to the standards? Let's talk about it. So the positive learning environment, how to create a positive learning environment. There should be, there's certain criteria for that, okay? So let's see, for the positive learning environment, it should be safe environment. Safety, health and safety, you have the particular department for that, okay? So how it works, again, so when you're in the classroom, you have to be careful about the safety children. Now, second thing, quality learning environment means that your classroom should be equipped. There should be projector, there should be seating arrangement, there should be, all the resources available. You have to proper lesson planning. Your lesson planning is, appropriate, linked with the real life applications, okay? And the most important thing is that your lesson should be interesting. This is, I will tell you the two major components for the lesson, teacher-centered approach and learner-centered approach or student-centered approach. Second thing, supportive. So what is the teacher's role? Not only talk, no lecturing. So this is not kind of thing. The supportive here, it means a kind of the instructor, facilitator, that you have to provide the, the materials, let the student explore. So it's based on, the reconstructivism. Second thing, purposeful work ethos, teacher has to set the standards, benchmarks in the classroom that how student has to work, okay, collaboratively and in peer work, okay. There should be expectations from, the students. So after the 55 lesson or 35, the minutes of the lesson, what you are expecting from the students, okay. So if you're planned, okay, you have a knowledge and you have planned, now it's time to implement. So in implementation, you set the goals. As you know, some teachers did design 2 learning objectives and some of them 3, okay. But make sure these are the measurable. Promote cultural positive behavior management. Now, how you can make, the positive behavior management, okay. So reinforce the students. So there are some lessons regarding the, the reinforcement, okay. I'll suggest you please go through it, okay. Second thing, create an inclusive learning environment, friendly learning environment. So you have not to be rude. It should not be kind of the punishment, okay. So you have to work friendly and ensure that the cultural diversity or the students belongs to the different background. They are, that they accommodate similarly as they are accommodated, the local student. Here, the second, which is the most important part, as I said, demonstrate the learner-centered. Now, there are the 2 teaching, the approaches. One is the teacher-centered approach, another one is the student-centered approach. Now, student-centered approach means let the students decide, their learning, what they want to learn, in which the, the main responsibility will be the students, okay. The role of the teacher will be only just to facilitate. Wherever the barriers, okay, they have to, remove these barriers and make sure the learning is happening. However, the teacher-centered approach, which means the main responsibility of the teacher, and teachers start talking about and lecturing about. So we mostly in schools we follow the learner-centered teaching. We discourage the lecturing and more talk time of the teachers. Okay, plan and implement. Make sure whatever you plan and it's implementing, it should be very clear, measurable. As I said, implement strategies, optimize personal development and academic. So make sure there's two things. The students are growing personally in personality as well as academically. Manage classrooms, logistic. As I have said, your classroom should be the equipped classroom to optimize the use of the available resources and the learning technologies. As I have said earlier, the technologies, because technology most important, and this technology should be integrated into the curriculum. If you have knowledge how to integrate the curriculum, technology into the curriculum, then implement the classroom. Use of assessment for learning. So assessment for learning, assessment of learning, assessment as learning. I will highlight two things: assessment for learning and assessment of learning. Assessment for learning means formative assessment. Assessment of learning means summative assessment. So make sure during the lesson you are keep assessing and checking the progress. For example, if you taught them about the plant and science, okay, for 5 minutes again, and then you rechecked, the student learned, they grabbed the concept or not. This is called the assessment for learning. So all the checkpoints during the 55 minutes of the period, these are the assessment for learning. However, the assessment of learning, it's the end of the term, end of the unit, assessment, like monthly test and semester exams. These are. So these were the questions in previous tests. Okay, I will tell you what terms. Use variety of assessments. Okay, quizzes, oral discussion, presentations, projects, and all these things. Okay, according to the national and international standards. Now, national assessments are like like the ministry's exams. Okay, like the Arabic exams, like language exams, like English exams. However, the international assessment, like the PISA, like a TIMSS, like a CAT4, so these are. So you should know about these things and make sure the data of these international assessments has been embedded into the curriculum. Based on that, your curriculum has been prepared. Okay, then analyze these assessment. Okay, and wherever the gap, okay, fix it by modifying your curriculum. Again, back to the professional knowledge. Whenever you prepare the so whatever the gaps, okay, suppose 30 students, they learned 10 skills from out of the 20. Find out the reason why couldn't they learn the rest of the skills. Okay, plan and modify your curriculum. Okay, communicate assessment information with the parents. Make sure that the parents are being informed timely that about their progress and assessment. Let them know that how you are going to fix these gaps, okay, during the assessment. So what are the important terms from these this standard? Assessment for learning, assessment of learning, integrations, okay, and lesson plan, data analysis, okay, how to communicate with the parents, okay, and cultural diversity, inclusions, what is inclusion, and or what else? What is the teacher-centered approach? What is the learner-centered approach? What is the formative assessment? What is the summative assessment? Okay, and use of the technology. So these are the major terms that you should know. And the second thing, they will give you a time for that how to plan your lesson. Keep in your mind. Okay, there were several times they asked this question that design a format of the lesson plan. So you should know how to design and make sure that you have a the format or design format for your lesson plan. That will be the very helpful for you. So we'll be meeting the next lesson, and till that, take care, stay blessed.